Naranasan mo na ba na nagmahal ka, binigay mo ang lahat, nagtiwala ka, pero linoko ka. Tapos, sa gitna ng pag-move on mo, or sabihin na natin, nag-move on ka na, biglang bumalik. Bibigyan mo pa ba siya ng pagkakataon? In other words, second chance. At yan ang topic natin ngayon on episode 13. So join me only here on G Talks. I'm Doc Gia Sison. Are you the type na fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, shame on me? Or are you the type that you'll give it another shot? Diretso na kayo. Pag bumalik, give in. Parang sobrang lambot ng puso. Basta, pokmaru. Marupok eh. Kung ako tatanungin ninyo, Doc, believer ba kayo ng second chances? Well, to tell you frankly, yes. Okay? I'm a believer of second chances. But, may conditions ako. Ito yung mga physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, any type of that. That is non-negotiable for me. Hindi na yun deserving of a second chance. So, paano namin malalaman kung deserving ba yung isang tao of being given that so-called second chance? Number one, tanungin nyo sa sarili niyo, are you still willing to give that person a chance? Remember guys, kayo yon ha? There has to be 100% willingness para maibigay mo yung trust mo ulit. And remember, trust is very hard to rebuild. However, it can be rebuilt step by step. Hindi naman agad mabibigay yung tiwala. Yun nga ang nasira, di ba? But you have to ask yourself, are you willing? It all starts there kasi. Kasi kung a-answer nyo, medyo ganito, pwede. Guys, forget about it. You have to be willing enough to give it another shot. So dapat, both of you are committed to make it work. It's never gonna be one-sided. Hindi yung parang yung isa lang ang puro effort. No. You have to work on it together. We have to be realistic. Ano ba ang rason kung bakit kayo naghiwalay? And so, we have to face that ugly truth. And you have to set compromises, set conditions to make it work. That's part of the whole process of giving that person another chance. Example, nag-break kayo kasi meron siyang third party. Medyo mahirap ang trust pagdating sa third party. It's actually a process that everyone or both of you has to undergo. If both of you would need a third party to help you figure your issues out, then do so. Sometimes hindi niyo rin kakayanin na kayong dalawa lang. Sometimes you need to also seek help from an expert to help you bring back the trust again. Alam nyo, people can change. And lahat naman tayo, we make mistakes. So, that should also be taken into consideration when you're asking yourself if you should give another person another chance. And remember, the best apology is change of behavior. Prove yourselves that you're worthy of second chances. Kung parang pareho rin dati, tapos papasok ka na naman sa relasyon na dati nang nasira ka, bakit mo pababalikan? Eto pa, ready ba kayo to give it another shot? Now, being ready is another whole question you have to ask yourself. Dapat 100%. Kasi kung hindi kayo ready and pipilitin niyo lang kasi kailangan dapat sabi nila, deserving siya Minsan, andyan na rin yung pressure from family, from friends. Kasi labeled na kayo as high school sweethearts, yung parang sasabihin nila, uy, kayo talaga ang meant for each other Kayo talaga yung bagay. Tsaka, uy, kayo na ulit, please. Kasi talagang yung compatibility niyo ang lakas Pero, yung sa sarili mo, ayaw mo na talaga. There's such a thing rin naman kasi na parang punong-puno ka na. And it just won't work. If that's the case, then don't even give it a chance. At the end of the day, hindi naman sila ang makikisama doon sa partner mo It's gonna be you. And you will have to live up with whatever decision you make. So be careful about that. You always have to ask yourself, introspect yan, kung talagang willing ka at kung talagang mahal mo pa. tatanungin ninyo, paano nga malalaman kung ready na ako magmahal muli sa isang taong minsan nang winasak ang puso ko? Diyan na papasok yung, at the end of the day, I love this person despite of and in spite of. Sometimes nga, hindi mo yan mapapaliwanag pero nandun. Nandun yung puso mo na willing kang sumugal ulit. Now, what happens kapag binigyan mo ngayon ng second chance? Ang relasyon nyo, you may have to start from scratch. Pag rebuild mo yan, hindi naman yan agad tatayo na maganda, di ba? It's a work in progress. You have to work and take steps one day at a time to make your relationship work. A lot of the relationships I know na second chance ito gusto kasi nila bumalik agad yung spark. They're believers of love is sweeter the second time around, but it's not all about being sweet naman. It's really all about taking that leap of faith to make things work and to be together in that journey. Ang pinaka-importante rin sa giving second chances is forgiveness. Kumbaga, trash the past. Huwag na yung tipong sasabihin nyo, alam mo, ganyan ka dati. Parang ang hilig ninyo mag-throwback. Yan ang ikawawasak ng second chance relationship ninyo. Alam nyo, second chance relationships may or may not work. Pero doon ako sa may work. Kung meron kayong kino-consider na gusto nyong bigyan ng second chance, ito yung tatlong tanong na tanongin niyo sa sarili niyo. Number 1, willing ka ba? Number 2, worth it ba? At number 3, babalik at babalik ako sa willing ka ba? So, I hope this episode may natutunan kayo and sana na tulungan namin kayo na mag-re-evaluate sa mga kinukonsider ninyo na second chances that you want to take. Kung may mga questions kaming hindi nasagot, or if you want to share your story, tip on second chances, dun sa mga nag-work, or dun sa mga hindi nag-work, why you didn't give it a shot, just comment down below. But don't forget to use the hashtag GTalks on CNNPH, and tara, pag-uusapan natin yan. And at least, magtulungan tayo dito. So, this is Doc Gia Sison. Thank you for watching GTalks, and I'll see you again. Hi guys, this is Doc Gia Sison and welcome to episode 14 of G-Talks. Before anything, I'd like to greet everyone a happy Valentine's Day! Woo! Araw ng mga puso. And so, today's topic is all about how to keep your love alive. Hindi lang naman to applicable sa mga in a relationship, pati rin naman sa mga single. And kung halaman kayo, okay lang. So, join me. Pag-usapan natin yan. Only here on G-Talks. Madami nagtatanong sa akin, how do I maintain my relationship with my husband? Number 1, it's not a bed of roses. Don't expect na porket in a commitment na kayo, puro good times yan. Every day of your lives, you will find out something new from your partner na mapapaisip ka sometimes na ito ba ang nakilala ko? Ito ba ang naging karelasyon ko? So, acceptance is very important in the relationship. And ito guys it's a dynamic process. Ibig sabihin, every day, you work on it. Both of you are. A work in progress. Number 2, maintaining nyo ang individuality ninyo. Hindi porket mag-on kayo, kasal kayo, you will have to live up to your partner's demands. It's not like that. You remain you. It's just that because of love, you're together. Kung talagang love naman yan guys, your partner will allow you to grow as yourself. And lastly, trust. Importante ang tiwala. Tiwala sa sarili at tiwala sa isa't isa. Para yung building baliwala yung structure kung wala yung foundation. And yung foundation na yun, it's really trust. Sometimes guys, love is not enough And alam nyo ba, in the language of love, there are 5 ways that each and every person speaks. Pwede yung words of affirmation, pwede yung physical touch, receiving gifts, spending quality time together, or even acts of service. Love languages can vary and love languages can actually evolve. When you understand kung paano nila i-express yung love and how dynamic it is, dun pumapasok ang understanding in a relationship. And we have that just because principle. Yung tipong ginagawa ninyo or gagawin ninyo just because. Surprise your partner. It doesn't have to be dahil anniversary nito, may special occasion, na-promote si babe. Pwede naman yung, wala, gusto ko lang. Just because principle. That's where spontaneity in a relationship enters. Kasi sometimes nagiging monotonous na eh. And alam nyo ba guys, there are some things that we sometimes take for granted. These are the little things na pag nag-build up, nagkakaroon na ng conflict sa isang relasyon. Example, never ignore your partner's presence. Because that matters eh. It's something that they do because they love you. If your partner is having a rough time, a rough day, andun ka lang para sumuporta. Hindi nyo nga kailangan yung parang words. Yung presence nyo lang, malaking bagay na yan. Na-mention na natin yung communication, na-mention na natin yung mga quality time, but ano ba ang key component na common sa mga yan? Hindi ba listening? You listen to understand instead of listening to react. Pakinggan mo, ano ba ang sinasabi ng partner mo instead of yung opinion nyo agad-agad, ipepresent nyo. For all you know, you will learn a lot from the partnership that you have. Dito sa G-Talks, your opinions and your stories matter. So I'll be reading some of your advices on how you keep the love alive. So ito tayo kay @captain_EJs. Sing a love song to your loved one but make sure first you don't know how to sing. Mapapaisip ka, hindi nga ikaw marunong kumanta, pero kinantahan mo. It's the effort behind it. Sweet kaya yun. And from @RensArgao, calibrate the relationship after some time. Communicate. Tama siya. Parang from time to time, i-re-evaluate ninyo yung relationship ninyo. Are we going on the right track? Are we really growing together or nag-grow apart na tayo? Alam mo guys, there's this couple na I always follow. Believe ako sa kanila on how they actually keep their love alive. Ito ay si Gia Sison and Drew Arellano. What I like about them is even if they're married, they still maintain that parang they go on date nights. They do things together. Nag-workout sila ng sabay. They do adventures together. It didn't stop even if they had 2 kids. In fact, I never would forget the time na Drew actually appreciated Iya as a mom. As a mom myself, it's really a full-time job. Wala yung time in a time out. But you know, for your husband to appreciate you on the job you're doing as a mom, laking bagay niyan. And ito pa, they did a baby moon. So bago siya manganak, they spent time together. So, di ba, really finding or innovating ways in expressing your love. So, lahat ng natutunan natin, yung natutunan ko sa inyo, sana hindi lang mangyari to pag Valentine's, pag naha-hype up yung love month. Sana gawin natin to every day. In this age of social media, where everything seems to be grand, na puro grand gestures, let's not forget the real essence of what love is. And that's understanding, trust, and consistency. So happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Enjoy this day. This is Doc Gia Sison and I'll see you soon. If you have frequented or visited my Twitter page, mahilig ako mag-tweet ng encouraging words, yung parang push lang, don't give up. That's the main reason why I'm there. I want to encourage and that someone is listening na kahit hindi tayo magkakilala, kahit papano, pag nabasa mo, o nga no, may mga nare-realize ka. And that's how I also became a mental health advocate. Naalala nyo yung mga kwento ko sa inyo dati, di ba? I was a breast cancer survivor. Half of my support system came from social media. Doon nag-stem out kung bakit ako nagtitweet ng mga
Push lang. Don't give up. Been there, done that, guys. I've been through, sabihin na natin, dark hole. That's why, dito sa episode 15, we'll talk about how to support individuals experiencing mental health illness. So, join me. Pag-usapan natin yan only here on G-Talks. Bakit kapag physically ill tayo, ang sakit ng ulo mo, sakit ng lalamunan mo, may lagnat ka, sakit ng katawan mo, ang dali-dali natin sabihin, Bes, hindi muna ako pupunta sa function kasi my head hurts eh. Pero, bakit pagdating sa nararamdaman natin, ang hirap sabihin? You can't just say like, uy Bes, hindi muna ako pupunta kasi I was diagnosed with depression eh. See, there's a certain gap na ayaw mong sabihin. Common studies show people are very scared of that thing called stigma. Alisin natin yan sa picture, everything will fall into place. Parang dam yan eh. Sobra mong pinigilan, pag inalis mo, water will just flow. Hindi natin masasabi na, uy Dok, grabe naman, lagi na lang yung pinag-uusapan. Mental health issues, they're never over-discussed because we all need constant education and awareness. Kung wala yung awareness na yan, hindi tayo makakapagbigay ng support to individuals suffering from mental health illness. Madaming klaseng mental health illness. There's depression, there is anxiety, we have bipolar, meron pa nga dyan schizophrenia, madami. But on this episode, we'll just zero in on one, which is a very common mental health illness, which is depression. Oh, disclaimer lang ha, please don't use this as a diagnostic tool. It will just guide you through. Wala pa rin tutumbas pag face-to-face consult kayo with a doctor or a professional. Doon naman tayo sa why does it happen. There is this biological and chemical reason. Siyempre, as a doctor, I will always tell you that. Pero let's not dwell on that. There's this thing called stress from society. Di ba napag-usapan na rin natin yan sa mga past G-Talks episode? Society has a lot of pressure that is being put into an individual na feeling nila, pasa nila yung mundo. And there's this thing called trauma. Ang trauma naman hindi lang physical eh. Ang mas damaging is emotional trauma. The reasons I mentioned are just one amongst the many. Picturein nyo to, tunnel, madilim. Pag sad ka, more or less, you'll see the light at the end. Alam mo, lulusot ka. But for someone with depression, it's like walking on that tunnel, you can't see the light, you have no perspective at all. Ipatong mo pa dyan yung fact na hindi mo alam kung anong nararamdaman mo. You're anxious about something na hindi mo alam kung anong ba. Pagkatapos niyan, how can we be of help? Alam mo, number one dyan, you have to be sensitive to other people's feelings. Very, very gas-gas na ito na advice ko. Pero you know, it pays to be kind. You will never know who amongst you are suffering from depression. That comes in various shapes, sizes, and accomplishments. That person in front of you that may seem to be happy all the time, baka yan pa nga yung pinaka-wasak sa loob eh. Or, yung simpleng 3 words na, how are you? Ang laking bagay na yan. Ano pa? It's to listen. Very underrated yung listening skills eh. When you talk to them, wag naman yung sobrang parang overbearing, yung parang kinakaawaan mo sila. They may have an illness, pero ma-overcome nila yan. So just talk to them like, yung natural lang. Pumunta ngayon tayo sa mga things to not say sa isang taong with possible depression. Andyan yung, that's all in the mind. Eh, yun nga ang problema eh. Nasa mind. Hindi nga makapas. Kaya nga malito eh. Tapos sasabihin mo yun. Eto pa, think positive. Eh, hindi nga eh. Nawawala nga yung perception, di ba? Parang may black dog. In fact, black dog ang tawag dyan eh. They want to be happy but they can't eh. It's not as simple as snap out of it and don't compare them to others. Ayan yung mga nagsasabi na, alam mo, ang arte-arte mo, grabe, ang emo mo naman, para yun lang. See? Ayan na nga ba sinasabi ko eh. When you say that, you will just invalidate the feelings of the other person. And it will just aggravate his feelings of worthlessness. Or, tanong mo siya, how can I be of help? O, gusto mo ba samahan kita mag-seek ng consult? Kumbaga, sasamahan mo siya sa journey niya. Kasi they feel alone na eh. Somehow, kahit hindi pa sila ready mag-open up, they just might open up and really tell you how they feel. And for those individuals naman with depression, if you're ready, don't be scared to share. Kasi venting out, magsabi ka lang na parang hindi ako okay. Progress na yan eh. It's already step 1 in being able to recover from whatever you feel. And seek support, guys. Because there are a lot of treatment options and there are a lot of support groups that are willing to reach out sa inyo. All you need to do is tell them, and help is there. Do not allow your diagnosis to define who you are. There's always hope, and you will heal, you will recover. That's the important part of it. And speaking of hope, we actually have hotlines in the Philippines. Pwede nyo tawagan 24/7. They're manned by guidance counselors, people who are actually there who can help you. Pwede kayo tumawag sa mobile, that's 0917-558-HOPE, or sa landline, that's 804-HOPE. Ano nga ba ang lessons natin for this episode? It will get better, and help is out there. So with that, I hope na impart namin sa inyo ang mga tips on how to support and actually be there for people who are diagnosed with depression. Kung meron pa kayong mga topics na gustong pag-usapan, just comment down below and don't forget to use the hashtag GTalks on CNNPH, and we'd love to talk about it. So, this is Doc Gia Sison, and I'll see you again.